This is Rangers Deep in the Heart, your all-access pass to life in the big leagues with personal moments and heart-to-heart chats with Rangers players, their families, and staff. This show is brought to you by Justin Boots, the official boot of the Texas Rangers. I'm your host, Hannah Wing. Hey everyone, and welcome into Season 2, Episode 6 of Rangers Deep in the Heart, presented by our friends over at Justin Boots. I have been waiting all season for this episode, and I know that you guys have been too. And today's going to be a great day because I have on my red pair of Justin Boots, and I have Jake and Ashlyn Burger sitting next to me. Thank you guys so much for coming on the show.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks for having us.
How many podcasts have you guys done up to this point? I feel like you've been on so many.
A lot. But this one's our favorite already.
Yeah. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Very happy to have you guys. Jake, first things first, how's your quad doing?
It's doing good. Yeah. Hopefully get back soon and, get out there and help the boys win some ball games.
Exciting. And Ashlyn, on your side of things, we were chatting before this, that you came straight from the Dallas Down Syndrome Convention?
Yes.
Tell me about that.
It's the National Down Syndrome Convention. Families from all over the country come. And last night, Jake and I were the keynote speakers. And today I just got to go and spend time meeting other moms and families. And it's been a really, really special day.
This is a newer adventure for the two of you. Penelope's not even a year old yet. But how has the reception been and just the support that you two have felt from other families that have kids with Down syndrome?
Man, I feel like we owe everything since we got the diagnosis so early. I was 10, 11 weeks pregnant. Right away, everyone just opened arms. Congratulations. Welcome to the greatest club on the planet. And we've felt that exact way. And that was kind of the reason what inspired us to do what we could with Jake's platform because of how everyone was to us when we got the diagnosis.
You said before this that this was like your fan fest.
Yeah.
Jake has Rangers fan fest where fans are tracking him down, but the Down Syndrome Convention was Ashlyn's fan fest. What was that experience like for you today?
I told Jake, I was like, I felt like you. I have photos every 5 minutes and everyone wanting to talk and be sweet. It was just really, really special. And it just in a different way to be recognized by families that are experiencing or have experienced the same thing we're going through or that have. And so it's just a different connection. But it's a little fun to stop, to take the photos. And I'm like, and Jake's like, this is ManFest for you. So yes, it is.
Well, I'm really excited to dive into your story and Penelope's story later on in the show. But I love to start off with some fun icebreakers. So first things first, how did the two of you meet?
Do you want me to start the first half?
Yes,
Okay.
sure.
So actually, Dane Dunning, who obviously played here for a few years, and he had a wedding down in Jacksonville, and I was one of the groomsmen, and we went down there the day of the rehearsal dinner and played golf that morning, and our hotels weren't ready. And one of the other groomsmen at the time was dating Ashlyn's best friend, and so she was living in Jacksonville at the time, and they texted her and was like, hey, like our hotel's not ready. Like we need to get ready for this rehearsal dinner. Do you mind if like a couple of us like come over there and shower? And I went there to a random house in Jacksonville, showered, and walked out of the bathroom in a towel.
That's how I met him for the first time. Yeah, I walked in the door, coming home from work, and he was walking out of my guest bathroom in a towel. And that was how we met.
So was it love at first sight?
Yes.
Yeah, my mom followed her on Instagram 2 hours later, which
That's when you know.
I'll never forgive her for that, but I'm glad she did too.
How many speeches probably at your rehearsal dinner mentioned your mom following Ashlyn pretty prematurely?
We talk about it so much. Yeah, she gets it.
Yeah.
A lot.
She's like, I don't even know what I did.
Yeah. Yeah. So I was like, hey, I think this is your mom. He's like, yeah, well, I told her I met my wife today. And I was like, wow, okay. I've known you for about 3 hours now. So, yeah.
So what was the process like? The two of you met at Ashlyn's house. Did you stay longer to see her after the wedding, or how long did you two really take to start dating?
Yeah, because it was like right around like Thanksgiving. And then I flew.
He called me and said, hey, I just got on a flight and I'm headed back to Jacksonville. I want to take you on a couple dates this weekend. And I was like, okay. And so we spent the weekend together and spent a lot of time together. And then we would fly back and forth. And then a couple weeks later, he asked me to marry him.
Yeah.
I love that. Where was your first date? Do you remember?
Like I'm trying to think like official or
like when I took you to go pick out a Christmas tree in November.
Yeah. in November. A real one too, which I'm not a real tree guy. I'm a fake tree guy. So, had to get over that hurdle, but
at least you knew what you were signing up for early on. So like that couldn't have been a surprise to you for the holidays.
Yeah.
Let's dive into some Rangers rapid fire questions. If you had to pick a walk-up song for each other, what song would you choose and why?
I like All Urine by Tyler Childers.
You can't pick our wedding.
That's our wedding song.
That's
a
not.
good one.
I think that's a good
not
one.
fair.
Or some sort of like Lainey Wilson, Ella Langley, like any one of their songs, because I think you really like those.
Yeah, he's not wrong.
Did you get to meet Ella when she was here for the rodeo?
I did.
I'm so jealous.
She hung out with Brooks, and Riley let Brooks play with his boots for a good 30 minutes.
You got to meet Riley too?
Yes.
I love Riley.
Yes.
Ashlyn, what would your song choice be for Jake?
It'd be These Boots Are Made for Walking.
Why would that be his song?
I just feel like we're in our boot era between living in Nashville and Texas. Yeah. I feel like the only time he's not wearing boots now is when he's at the ballpark. Yeah. I feel like that's just it today.
I feel like this is a place to get away with wearing boots to work, though.
You
Yeah.
totally do.
For sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I love that. What is one word you have to describe each other?
The word I use the most to describe Jake is just that he's like an angel. As a father, as a husband, just who you are as a person. You're just an angel.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Beautiful, stunning. I can't
So sweet.
I can't just say one,
Three's
because
okay. We'll accept
there's too many words.
Ashlyn's like, do 10. That would be great.
That's great.
Now it's time for my favorite part of every episode. And a fun little side note here is that before we did this and Jake and Ashlyn sat back to back, Jake said, don't look at the screen, no cheating. So this is about to be a blast. So as a reminder, we'll hold up the baseball if it's more applicable to Jake, and then the foam finger if it's more applicable to Ashlyn, because she is Jake's #1 fan. So between the two of you, who is more likely to cry in a movie? You each said each other. Lots to unpack here. So are you both pretty emotional, especially when it comes to movies?
I might be worse, but Jake's been known to.
Yeah, there's
a soft side.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's a big soft
I mean,
side.
especially like the kids' movies now with Brooks, watch
Shed a
those.
tear. Watch.
Yeah, I mean,
Okay, next question. Between the two of you, who is a better dancer? You each said yourselves. My vote's going to be Ashlyn, because I just found out that we went to the same ballet academy growing up, which we had no idea about. But you're both good dancers,
but what
apparently.
the question is better, so I would say Ashlyn. I feel like I'm just,
You're not bad.
and I'm a lot of fun on the
But
dance.
that's what matters
Yeah,
too. That's
yeah.
important.
So,
So you guys are like probably at the top of everyone's wedding guest list of like, hey, they're going to be a good time. They have to come. In the off season, of course.
I would say so. In November.
Between the two of you, who is more organized? Ashlyn. Okay, you guys both got that one the same answer. So Ashlyn's pretty organized.
mhm.
Yes.
I mean, you guys have a lot going on, so I could see that being a really great quality that you have. Between the two of you, who plans the best date nights? Jake, you both said Jake. What do you guys like to do?
We try and squeeze in dinners as much as we can. I don't know, for like really special dates, I try and keep it like a little mysterious and like kind of, she doesn't know where we're going a lot of the time. So like sometimes for her birthday, we'll do like a kind of like a full day long thing. And
He'll write little notes,
Mhm.
and I'll be like, once you get to this location, here's a note, and then we're going to that. It's like he's very
That is
thoughtful.
so thoughtful.
Yeah.
Wow, that's
Or he'll leave
amazing.
notes around the house all the time, whenever like right before the season starts, so that like I find them throughout the season whenever I go home.
I know you're both big readers, so if you evaluate a full year of reading, who finishes more books? Ashlyn does. How many books in a year do you think you finish?
okay, this is a
Give
loaded.
your background. The game's over.
This is a very loaded question.
Okay.
Yeah, because
I would say.
so
I'll let you just.
yeah, let me go.
You go for it.
Let him
She
cook.
finishes a lot of books, but she rereads them, so it's technically not adding an extra notch to the total, right? So like, if it's a 7-book series and she reads them 4 times throughout the year, that could just,
It still counts.
is that 28 or is that 7?
That's 20.
I would say 28.
That's 28.
I think that's 7.
I'll read
because
about
you already read
20, 30 books a year.
Okay, Rangers fans, comment down below what you think on this, and that'll settle the debate. Looking for boots that work just as hard as you do? Justin Boots delivers rugged performance, timeless style, and over 145 years of Western tradition. Find your next perfect pair at justinboots.com. Can you tell us a little bit about the goals of your foundation and what you guys really want to do with it?
We kind of have two pillars. So the first is Penelope's Pearls, which Pearl is her middle name. And it's just our giving platform where we're able to financially assist and help families who need to meet certain financial expense. And then also our big endeavor is to build the Lucky Ranch, which is where we will employ adults with disabilities and allow programming and physical therapies and occupational therapies and therapists to bring their patients to the farm for free and utilize the things around the farm for all of those services.
That actually leads me to my next question about Gigi's Playhouse, believe it or not. So you have been to Tampa, Cincinnati, Chicago. Is that correct?
Minneapolis,
Anaheim.
yeah.
Where haven't you been at this point?
We got Sacramento coming up,
Houston.
New York.
And I don't know if we got New York in on this trip.
I think we got like 4 more to go to.
Amazing.
Yeah, but it's been super, like, just incredible experience every single time. And this last one in Orange County we went to was an adult-centered class too, and we haven't been to one of those. We've been to a lot of the 0 to 3 age group ones, which is always fun. Like, it's just like controlled chaos, you know. But the adult ones, they're doing a workout class, and so that was really cool. And Jack Leiter and Sam Haggerty came as well. So, but it's been really cool to see kind of the crossovers between organizations too, you know. In Cincinnati, a couple of the Reds guys came, and in Tampa Bay, like 3 Rays players with their wives came as well. So it's just kind of been cool to kind of create those relationships with their local team and have a place that, hey, like, you guys are always welcome back, and if you want to help out anyway. And so we're really thankful for Gigi's after what we've seen just from everything they offer to the Down syndrome community. And so it's the least we can do to, you know, get one here in Dallas.
So what will that look like when it comes to setting up the Dallas version of Gigi's Playhouse? Congratulations, that's amazing.
But we're really excited. This is a huge market. Dallas has an incredible Down syndrome community, a very big one. And so that they let us spearhead this is really exciting. And we just want to offer something back that can stay here forever to this Dallas community. And so I think we just feel really fortunate that they're giving us the opportunity to bring a location here.
It's really cool to see whenever you do go to Gigi's Playhouses around the country during this season, how it really brings together not only Rangers players, but also opposing players that are beyond the field later that day, coming together during the daytime to really do something that is bigger than baseball. So what does that show you about just the baseball community in general, of how they really are there to support you no matter what team they play for?
Yeah, I think that's why we have this type of platform. You know, I think it's bigger than us, and I think a lot of us are aware of that. That, yeah, we get to go play a children's game every night, and we should give back to the community because we're not out there without the fans and without all those people in our community. So it's really cool to have that, especially for such a community like the Down syndrome community, obviously for us. But, you know, I think across baseball, you see that just with all sorts of things, right? And especially here with Marcus Semien doing what he does for the communities here, and Corey Seager, and I mean, the list goes on and on. So it's really cool, and we feel honored that a lot of these players come out and support us, but they ask us for something, we'll be right there for them. So
Absolutely. Why is it important to have your teammates come support you when you do your Gigi's Clubhouse visits? I've seen everyone from Corey Seager to Jack Leiter, Sam Haggerty. I feel like every time you go somewhere, you have at least 2 to 3 teammates and some wives with you as well.
yeah, I think for us, like, obviously we love the support, and like, we're with each other more than we're with our families, so it's really cool to kind of have them with us. But I also think, like, part of it is showing them like, hey, this is like what Down syndrome looks like, and this is what this community is. And every single time they go, they're like, that place was really cool. Like, it was really cool to see how Gigi's works and how this community is. And yeah, it's just really cool to kind of introduce that community to baseball.
What does that show you about who your teammates are as people?
I think that's what this organization stands for, and I think that's the dudes in that clubhouse. I think that's why all of us are in there, and why the organization has, whether it's drafting, trading, signing, any of us, to build that culture, and realizing that we're out there to win baseball games and win a championship, but off the field, we're going to bring a championship level performance to the communities too. And so seeing each one of those guys in there is an unbelievable dude, and they would do anything for anybody in that clubhouse. And so having that is, that's all you need.
Have there been any funny stories or moments with a Rangers player, maybe someone at a Gigi's Playhouse, like something cute or wholesome that happened when you guys were there?
Haggerty in Orange County. So like a mom came over and brought her kids, like, hey, can we take a picture? And I'm like, yeah, like, because I was talking to another little girl over here, and I'm like, Sam, like, hold the kid, like, you're gonna be fine. Like, I know you don't have any kids, you're gonna be fine. And that little boy would not let go of Sam, like, full like koala bear hug. And he was like, that just like melted my heart, man. And like literally it was, I don't know, it was like 15 minutes he was holding him.
So cute.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go back to the very moment you both found out about Penelope's diagnosis. Where were you, and what were your initial reactions?
We were on FaceTime because I was home and Jake was
In Miami, I think.
Miami?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And so I opened the email that had the gender on it, and we were doing like our gender reveal. And I'm like, Jake, we're having a little girl, and she's gonna have Down syndrome. And he goes, okay, and I'm like, what do you mean, okay, and like she's gonna have Down syndrome? And he's like, all right, okay. And it's still just been all right, okay. And I think as a parent with a child with Down syndrome, the diagnosis is much different than the like life you live with them. And so now every day it's like, okay, and so what exactly? It is that. But that diagnosis originally, you see, you're not educated enough to know what an incredible life they're going to live. And a lot of the stigmas are not true. And we were so uneducated at that point. And that was exactly how it happened. We were on FaceTime, and Jake just, okay.
What does that show you about the type of person that Jake is, that was his initial reaction?
I would never expect him to answer any differently. But it is, it's just him. Like, if there's any way to explain to people, like what's one word to describe Jake and Angel, like that's just Jake. Like, I wouldn't expect him to answer any other way.
What do you want Rangers fans to know about Jake as a person, just off the field, just being a dad and a husband, aside from being an angel, of course?
He's exactly who you think he would be. Last night at the Down syndrome convention, there was a line of 300 people just to take a picture or get to meet him. And we were there until 11 o'clock, until every single person that got in that line got to meet him. And that's just exactly who he is.
So you already have your son, Brooks, who's adorable, by the way. I saw him at spring training and at games, of course. But how is preparing for the birth and the life of Penelope different from Brooks?
Here's how I explain it. And obviously you're going to, with any sort of genetic like issues, whatever it may be, you're going to have chances of different medical interventions right after birth. And I don't think you prepare any differently, the love and support you're going to show your child no matter what happens, I think is how you go about it. And I think that's how we went about it. And, obviously you have moments where you're like, oh, like she might have to have surgery right after birth, or like she had her heart surgery 4 months in, and that's just kind of, we'll cross that bridge when we get to it, but we're going to celebrate this pregnancy and celebrate her. And That's what she deserves, and frankly, that's what we deserve as parents too. Is to celebrate this beautiful life and beautiful gift from God. And so that's kind of how we took it, and then you kind of deal with the rest as it comes.
And you mentioned that this is a beautiful gift from God, which it absolutely is. And you both have been so vocal about how important faith is in your marriage and in your lives, both on and off the field. At what point did you realize that Penelope having Down syndrome was part of God's plan?
Then and there, we got the diagnosis.
Uh-huh.
That night, we were on FaceTime again after the game, and Jake's like, well, now I figured out why I can play baseball because of her. Like, think of all the things we're going to do. I'm like, Dad, we know our purpose.
Yeah, I feel like for myself, I feel like I'm given this platform for a reason. It's not just to go out there and hit baseballs. I feel like it's to impact more than just that. And I do think playing the game hard and playing the game the right way, you do impact a lot of lives, and you make impressions on people that are watching you for the first time, children that are coming up to play the game. But there's an even bigger platform to be utilized. And I think that's how we took it, is this is God's chance to use us in this awesome community that's already been a pillar for us and has been there to support us. And we've met some of our lifelong friends over the last year just because of that community. And so we're grateful, and I think it's just giving back to that community is what we want to do.
How has having a child with Down syndrome changed your life?
In every single way.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I mean, and just in the best ways.
Yeah.
I mean, just the way I feel like we're both empathetic people, but I feel like it's just become a different level of empathy. And
I think it also gives you a lot of perspective on just life in general and what we're here on this earth for. And I think it gives you that empathy towards families that, like, you don't know what any family's going through. And so, treating each other like humans, and, that I think that's one of the biggest perspectives. But also, like I said, it's, hey, we're all human at the end of the day. We're made in God's image, and we're here to love each other. So I think that's the biggest thing.
People with Down syndrome have a really big place in my heart. They teach you so much, like you said, about perspective, and no matter what's happening in your life, they just bring so much joy, and like they don't know any kind of sadness. And I know that this road hasn't been easy for you guys, but they truly are the most joyful and amazing people that I think everyone can learn a lot from. And I think that we do live in a world now where everyone can be so selfish. What do you hope that people that might not have Down syndrome take from those that do?
I think just what I try to explain to people, and you got the opportunity to experience it, a really big takeaway is just like, if you see someone with Down syndrome, whether they're alone or with a group of friends, like, don't be hesitant to go over and introduce yourself and make a new friend.
Looking for boots that work just as hard as you do? Justin Boots delivers rugged performance, timeless style, and over 145 years of Western tradition. Find your next perfect pair at justinboots.com. It's only fitting that we have you guys on the podcast this week because the Rangers High A affiliate, the Hub City Spartan Burgers, just retired your jersey recently. What's the story behind that?
Yeah, I think just being a part of the Down syndrome community, they wanted to honor that, and never got a chance to play there, but it's just really special and like really unique for them to reach out and say, hey, we'd love to retire your jersey, and the proceeds from that game go to the foundation and stuff. So I'm honored and grateful and humbled by it, to be completely frank. And when I first found out about it, it pulled at the heartstrings a little bit, just to see the impact that Penelope and the foundation's making on so many people.
What was that behind the scenes moment like?
So it was an interview during spring training, and they gave me like a letter with my own jersey in there, and I read it basically on camera, and I think called her right after, and I was like, hey, like, this is what they're doing. It's really special, and still have the letter, still have the jersey, and I think for us, we didn't expect that at all. So the team reaching out and doing that for us was really cool.
What were your thoughts? I mean, at that point, you hadn't even played a game in a Rangers uniform. So what did that show you about the organization and the support that you guys were about to get?
Yeah, from day one, this organization's been incredible with us, and top to bottom, from ownership, front office, just staff all around. Just the support they've given us is incredible, and continue to do every single day. And so we're really thankful and appreciative for what the Texas Rangers organization stands for, and we're really lucky to be a part of it.
You guys had a lot of change in the past year with the birth of Penelope and also joining a new organization. So how did you two really lean on each other over the past year with all of the changes that were brought into your family?
We rely on each other a lot in our marriage. We do everything as one. And so like, I feel like we actually just lean more on to the Rangers, the staff, the ownership, everybody, like we leaned on them, teammates. Like Penelope has to travel with heart medication, and he got her like 5 Yeti coolers that were pink.
I love that.
So his teammates. So I feel like it was just a family. The wives sending us flowers, organizing food for us. I mean, it was the organization. I feel like we leaned on the most with both transitions.
One of the first things that happened when you joined the organization, of course, it happened in the off season, and then spring training comes along, and Penelope was just 4 months old and she had open heart surgery. Jake, what were your conversations with the Rangers organization that allowed you to have that time to be with your family during spring?
Yeah, I called Ross up first, kind of let him know, and then talked to CY as well, and just kind of gave him the rundown, like, hey guys, like, this sucks because it's coming over to the new organization for the first time, and 7 days in, I have to go back home. They were like, take all the time you need, and fortunately, she got through it really well, and was kind of on the mend 3 days in, and was able to come back. And but those conversations were awesome, and the team, like all my teammates, signed like a jersey for her, and or a blanket. Yeah, it was like a little blanket for her, and I don't know, it was just really cool to see that aspect, like 7 days in, and not really knowing anybody like that deeply, doing that for us. And I think that's the Rangers culture there, is kind of being that one big family and being there to support each other, no matter what we're going through.
And really exciting news as well, just a few weeks away, August 10th is Down Syndrome Day. It's already sold out, so congratulations on it already being a huge success. But for those that are attending the game that day, what should Rangers fans get excited for?
I'm really excited for Down Syndrome Day. I'm really excited for all the families that are going to be there that don't have someone involved with Down syndrome. But just to see what an incredible community it is. I know that they are gonna turn the sound down a little bit, and I think that when home runs are hit, they're not going to do fireworks just because of all the sensory things that not only kids with Down syndrome, but a lot of kids have sensory issues. So I think I'm really excited just to see that. And I'm also I think I'm going to cry a lot. Just seeing so many people be celebrated. And I think it's one thing to host a Down Syndrome Day. That's great. But what it really does is it builds this sense of not just inclusion, but it lets these families know, not just the children, that they're belonged. They have a sense of belonging and they're wanted. And that's how the Rangers have made us feel. And we just want the whole community of Dallas to feel that way. We know people are driving in from all over Texas to come to this day. And we want all of Texas to know that, like, all for Texas, all for Down syndrome, right? That's what we keep saying. And so we're really excited for the day.
I'm really excited too. And Rangers fans, Globe Life Field actually has a sensory room located on the main concourse right behind Chuck's booth. So make sure to stop by there during a game if you ever need that as a resource, and also the guest services locations here at Globe Life Field. have sensory bags for fans as well year round, which is really exciting.
Yes.
Really cool.
Globe Life Field has already started that process, and then you guys have made it even bigger and better. So that's exciting. Well, August 10th is going to be an amazing day.
Yes.
So thank you guys so much for joining me on this episode of Rangers Deep in the Heart. So where can Rangers fans find you and your foundation on Instagram?
Burger Family Foundation.
I love it. We'll link everything down below. Ashlyn and Jake, thank you guys again for taking time out of your very busy and chaotic schedule to join me today. And Rangers fans, make sure you head over to their website, follow them on social media, check out Down Syndrome Day on August 10th here at Globe Life Field. And if you enjoyed this episode, which I know you did, it was one of my personal favorites, make sure you share it with a friend, and we'll see you next time.